Ma'am, you've since received all the money you were supposed to receive pursuant to the terms of the judgment of divorce. Isn't that correct?
I have received my funds, yes, but I have
Okay.
not been made whole. I want to be made whole.
Okay.
I had to go through whether I hired a lawyer or not. This is about gender discrimination.
Mom received Dad's retirement funds from the QDRO.
Lisa Spatari versus Douglas Giro.
Court will note the appearance of Mr. Umloff on behalf of the defendant in this matter. This matter is before the court on the plaintiff's motion to show cause. Ms. Garreau, I have read your pleadings as well as Mr. Umloff's response. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yes, Your Honor, there is. In regards to under his motion and affidavit, number 2, he denies as untrue. I deny that. I was awarded 50% half. And under number 3, I deny that. It was abuse in plain sight. And under number 4, I deny that. It is not true. He received a letter from me in March and never responded. And Mr. Umloff could have asked the court for more time.
Okay.
And then,
ma'am, let's get to the meat of the issue. And it sounds like, you know, that based upon Mr. Umloff's response, and I think you had repeatedly stated that the Newell Brands had in fact honored the request for the pension, that you received those funds. Is that correct?
that is correct, Your Honor, but that does not make me whole. I was whole when I left the marriage and was awarded 50%. And then having to go through all of this court battle with the court system, Newell Rubbermaid, all my costs involved.
Okay,
the fact that I was
let me ask you this, ma'am, and unfortunately I'll tell you, because you represented yourself, that is in fact an issue, and a lot of what you went through is stuff that attorneys would be doing if they had represented you. In these matters, it's not unusual that companies will change, they'll merge, they'll be bought up, et cetera. And oftentimes the attorneys have many issues to attempt to locate and get the correct entity that it now handles and carries the insurance, or not insurance, I'm sorry, the retirement or pension, et cetera. So it's not unusual what you went through to collect that when you're dealing with those particular entities, as opposed to what you do dealing with the defendant. So the court is more concerned about what the involvement or what your relationship was and what happened with the defendant, as opposed to a third party that he has no control over. So what was there that you claim that he didn't do that he should have done, as opposed to a third party?
He should have not withdrawn and depleted the account. I was awarded that amount.
Okay, you received that amount though, ma'am.
Yes, I know, but after much, okay, you're saying that if I would have hired a lawyer, which I had to help myself because I cannot afford a lawyer. I have not been able to work. I'm living off of my savings.
Okay, ma'am, this is all extraneous. I just need to know what it relates to your particular motion.
What it relates to is I was whole when I divorced.
But you have not, but ma'am, you've now since, ma'am, you've since received all the money you were supposed to receive pursuant to the terms of the judgment of divorce. Isn't that correct?
Your Honor, I have received my funds, yes, but I have not been made whole. I want to be made whole.
Okay.
I had to go through whether I hired a lawyer or not. This is about gender discrimination. Okay. This happened to me because of gender discrimination. and I had a lot of suffering. I had to help myself, and now I'm being told because I helped myself that, and I've been paid funds, that all that my ex was allowed to do to me, that was okay. Well, that was not. Now I need to be made whole again. Okay. I had to, whether I've hired a lawyer or whether I did it myself, I had to go through so much more to get the 50% that was awarded me. And that's not right. You can't just destroy somebody's life and then go, ha, 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 and commit a crime and say, now you pay for it. It doesn't work that way, Your Honor.
Okay. Ma'am, what I was trying to highlight to you before when I started is that happens in a lot of cases. It's not just your case, that oftentimes when you're dealing with companies with pensions and retirement programs, that is not unusual, some of the things you experience, that you would experience those. And that's the only reason I brought that up, so you would know that it wasn't anything unique or simply pertained to your case. So with that,
Your Honor, I understand that. Okay. And this problem is bigger than me. Okay? But I'm focusing on just my case.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to let Mr. Umloff speak. Mr. Umloff, I have received your response. Anything else?
I would note that the allegations that criminal activity took place are simply false. The August 16th letter shows that she was indeed made whole. What happened here is my client believed that everything was in order and that the account had already been divided up when he took his lump sum payment, and I believe it was 2015. It's unfortunate that happened, but again, she has been made whole. And so for that reason, and Your Honor certainly knows it's not unusual that even attorneys sometimes have trouble getting QDROs prepared and getting them to conform with the specifications of each individual company and pension carrier. That can happen. But ultimately, my client did not do anything wrong. He did not do anything to harm her. He did not impede the process. It was the defendant's responsibility to prepare these QDROs and get that money. It took her much longer than ideal to do that, but it was not his responsibility to prepare them.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else, Mr.
Yes, I deny that. It was a court order that needed to be followed by law, and he knew what he was doing when he withdrew all of the amount, and I did do nothing wrong. I turned in my QDRO. It is a court order that needs to be followed by the law, and for him to be able to reach out after the divorce to cause me harm does constitute a crime. A crime under Michigan law states that crimes caused by some type of action that can cause extreme harm psychologically are classified as a felony. The defendant's statement by the attorneys and our unfounded claims under Michigan law is gender discrimination, as these types of cases are typically women's issues that are not covered for what they truly are, evil crimes. Okay. Although I have lumped...
well, ma'am, just to clarify, I will tell you that in these, over the years, I've seen these instances, and again, they're not unique to the female gender, that in fact, when men have had received a QDRO or something, they've been in my court time trying to get enforcement of that, or have had difficulties with the companies just as you experienced. So I'm not minimizing the fact that it may occur more with women, but we've had enough occasions where it's occurred as it relates to men getting QDROs entered and getting them paid, et cetera. So,
Your Honor, I'm not saying that you are. I'm saying it is discrimination.
Okay.
And I'm saying that there is a court order, and a court order must be followed by law. And no one, not Newell or Douglas Giroux, have a right to not follow that court order.
Okay.
And that court order was not followed in plain sight by Mr. QDRO when he took out that money. And he knew that. He was aware of his balances. He didn't need the money. Why would he have done something like that? Why would he have reached out after the divorce to cause me harm? You know, I left him to get out of that divorce.
Okay.
I
Ma'am, again, you're going into extraneous things that don't apply to this particular motion. So I just want you to confine
okay, well, I'm
yourself to the
asking
motion.
why. The burden of proof is on him.
Okay.
What happened to the other half of the money? The pension laws are you have to be 55 and older before eligible. He withdrew money at 52, and that was half. What happened to the other half before that?
Okay.
And how was, you know, those are the issues, Your Honor.
Okay.
They're in plain sight.
Okay. Well, in this particular matter, the court will make the following finding that in this case, the plaintiff does acknowledge that she has, and she acknowledged that in her pleadings as well as in court today, that again, there were some issues on the collection of her portion of the pension pursuant to the QDRO, that the QDRO was delayed substantially for a period of time as she was preparing those particular pleadings, that again, the company, Newell Brands, subsequently did honor her request that she received all of the monies that she was supposed to receive in this particular matter, although they were again delayed. But again, the court doesn't find that as being unreasonable. It's unfortunate, but it's not unreasonable that it does happen. As a result, the court does not find any willful, intentional conduct on the part of the defendant in this particular matter. Maybe he withdrew that, maybe it was an error, but it was subsequently remedied in this particular matter, and she was paid the full amount that she was entitled to receive under the terms of the judgment of divorce. The court does not find a basis for the show cause. The court will deny the petition in this matter. Mr. Umhoff, I'll ask that you would prepare an order denying the motion and concluding this matter. So thank you both. You're excused. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I have to pay my child support every month. I get warrants out for my arrest when I don't. I get my driver's license suspended when I don't. And she was ordered to pay this 401k money, and she has not. And there's no penalty for her.
You were ordered to get a QDRO drafted to take it from her account. She does not have it. She's not withholding it. It's being held in an account waiting for you to do the correct paperwork, and that's your responsibility.
How is this paperwork not correct that